This is a stimulus update and daily news report. The eviction ban expires tomorrow, and President Biden is calling on Congress to extend that eviction ban even longer. I'll let you know what's going on there. When it comes to unemployment, 2 states just had a ruling for the federal unemployment $300 per week boost. 1 state is reinstating it, the other state blocked it from happening. When it comes to infrastructure package, we're slowly moving forward. I'll play you a video clip from the Problem Solvers Caucus of what is happening moving forward, and I'll give you the latest timeline updates. And President Biden is mandating vaccines for military as well as federal workers. Then I'll answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. Hope you're having a fabulous Friday. If you appreciate the fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below. So President Biden orders military to move toward mandatory COVID vaccine. So what he said yesterday is he ordered the military to start taking steps toward making COVID-19 vaccine mandatory for uniformed service members. Let me know your thoughts on that. Should the military have a choice to get vaccinated? Should it be mandated? Let me know your thoughts on that. Also, yesterday, President Biden mandates vaccinations for federal employees and contractors. So any federal worker will have to either have a vaccine or submit a weekly test of their COVID results. And also, he put out a $100 incentive for unvaccinated Americans. If they get vaccinated, they get $100. Let me know your thoughts on all this down in the comments below. Should people still have a choice? Should there be mandates? Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments below. Next, let's talk about how President Biden calls on Congress to extend the eviction ban with days until expiration. Actually, it expires tomorrow. So this extension has been going on a few times. Last month in June, they said, all right, we're going to extend this eviction moratorium, this eviction ban for 1 more month, but after that month, it's not going to happen again. Now, the White House has called on Congress to pass an emergency extension of the eviction ban 3 days before it expires. So they did that yesterday and said this: given the recent spread of the Delta variant, including among those Americans both most likely to face evictions and lacking vaccinations, President Biden would have strongly supported a decision by the CDC to further extend this eviction moratorium to protect renters at this moment of heightened vulnerability, according to Jen Psaki in a White House statement. So basically, we don't know if this is going to be extended or not, but these states, so the national eviction ban will expire in 2 days, but renters in these states are still protected. So although the national eviction ban is set to expire tomorrow, it may be extended, may not. I wouldn't count on it, especially since it's only a day before. It would have to happen today, Friday, as a business day for something to actually happen. But some states, counties, and cities are actually extending the eviction ban despite the federal eviction ban canceling. So the states that are doing this in California, where as many as 1.9 million renters may be arrears, and most landlords can't move forward with evictions until October. So it looks like California is extending it till October. In Washington, D.C., landlords can't begin evictions until August 26th. And then other evictions can't resume until October 12th, and you must be provided with at least 60 days notice. So that's going on in Washington, D.C. In Hawaii, they're going to lift the eviction ban on August 6th. Illinois will be in effect through August, and Maryland's is August 15th. New York has extended its eviction moratorium until September. New Jersey is, renters in New Jersey can't be kicked out of their homes until January. So, yeah, I think that's the majority of the states so far. At least 4 states, Massachusetts, Nevada, New York, and Oregon, are temporarily banning evictions against those with pending rental assistance application. So people in these 4 states, if there's a pending rental assistance application, you can't be kicked out, because if you think about it, all that rental assistance out of the $45 billion, a small percentage of it actually went out. So I think that's a good idea. If people were waiting for that rental assistance, I think the eviction should be pending as well, because that money could be used to help them get out of the eviction. Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments below. Should the eviction ban be extended? Should people who are pending for rental assistance to come, should they be immune from the eviction? Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments below. Next, so Rashida Tlaib, one of the people who was for the $2,000 monthly check, tweeted this back in February, but it's pinned on her page. One-time survival checks don't cut it when the bills haven't stopped coming in every month. We need monthly recurring $2,000 survival checks. So she has hundreds of tweets since February 3rd, and this is the one that's at the top of the page. So she is still in support of it. As I mentioned in the video I did earlier, actually, there is a new proposal for a $1,200 monthly universal basic income program on a national level, which is going to be for anyone making less than $75,000 per year. I recommend checking out that video. That's a universal basic income program not related to stimulus, but when it comes to stimulus and support for the $2,000 per month to every American petition, currently it is at 2,717,000 signatures so far. Still a lot of support for the monthly stimulus checks. Will that happen? We're still waiting to see the details of what's in the reconciliation bill. We haven't been confirmed of a definite yes or a definite no yet, but I'll keep you updated as more information comes out. When it comes to the $1.2 trillion hard infrastructure or physical infrastructure bill, clears major procedural vote in Senate. So we had the procedural vote, which the bill went through. So basically a procedural vote means it's a small vote before the big vote. This was the bill that was, or the vote that was supposed to happen last week, and then Chuck Schumer wanted to extend it. So it went through with 17 Republicans actually voting for it. What does this mean moving forward? Well, it doesn't really mean much. Timeline is actually, the time is ticking, and we're supposed to have this done already. The reason why it's so important is because Nancy Pelosi says the House won't vote on a bipartisan infrastructure deal until after the Senate passes a larger package. So despite the Democrats and Republicans coming together for the bipartisan infrastructure package, none of that means anything unless there is the reconciliation package. And Nancy Pelosi is in charge of what gets voted on and what does not get voted on. So she will not let that bipartisan package go through, basically holding it hostage until there is that big human infrastructure bill. Now, when it comes to timeline here, I just don't understand it. I don't know what Congress is thinking, but today is July 30th, right? The purple means that the House is going on vacation for, you can see here, the House is blue, the Senate is red. So purple means when they're both in session. The House would have had to have voted on both packages today because they are actually leaving to go to their home states on a state work period, recess, vacation, whatever you want to call it. But they're off the entire month of August, and they're not coming back until September 20th. So that means that the House will have to be on call and be called back into DC to have an emergency vote. We haven't heard anything about that yet. The bills are not presented today. We haven't heard that there's going to be a big vote. So I'm not really sure what Congress is doing. But in terms of timeline, today was supposed to be the day that all the votes were supposed to happen. When it comes to the Problem Solvers Caucus co-chairs, they're optimistic with the Senate infrastructure package passing in the House. So the Problem Solvers Caucus is in the House of Representatives, which is where Nancy Pelosi holds all the votes. Here is a video clip of them explaining more of what's going to happen moving forward.
Assuming this bill even gets to the House, what do you believe your progressive colleagues are going to do here? I know you like this hard infrastructure bill.
Well, you're right, Stephanie, and the Problem Solvers Caucus have been working with our Senate colleagues for months on this. And I'll tell you, this will come to the House, and there will be a vote, and it will pass. And I really believe at the end of the day, when you have the largest infrastructure package in a century, with the president behind it and a bipartisan group in the Senate passing it, we're going to pass it. And it's going to bring a lot of help to communities all across the country, including every single member of Congress, right? Whether that's roads, rails, water infrastructure, green energy. You name it. When it comes to investing in infrastructure, hard infrastructure in our country, you know, we really help bring it in this package, and I believe we will deliver it in the House.
Brian, Republicans have been big on making sure this thing is paid for. The list the White House put out includes unused COVID money, corporate user fees, taxes on cryptocurrency, and just general economic growth. Is that good enough?
It's good enough for me. It's good enough for the majority of our Problem Solvers Caucus. I can tell you that, Stephanie. And basically, the entirety of the bill is paid for. About half of the paid fors are what they call hard dollars, dollar for dollar offsets. The other half are things that are legitimate paid fors but aren't necessarily scored by a CBO. So an example of that would be states that refuse to accept unemployment insurance money That money has been appropriated and allocated but unused. That's a very legitimate paid for, but that's something that's not scored. So these are the conversations that occur with myself and Josh and our House colleagues as well as our Senate colleagues. I will tell you, Stephanie, me and Josh met this morning. We've spoken to our Senate colleagues from both parties this morning, and we talked to the White House, both of us last night. We feel very good about where it's at right now.
Brian, we know the American people want this stuff done, but in the past 48 hours alone, things on the Hill have gone from bad to worse in terms of toxicity. Nancy Pelosi calling Kevin McCarthy a moron, a bunch of Republicans absolutely lying, calling out Nancy Pelosi, A, for the mask mandate, but B, blaming her for January 6th, which is categorically false. Given the level of vitriol on the Hill, do you really believe in this environment you're going to get lawmakers to work together and they're not going to stick a knife in it in the end? Former President Donald Trump is pushing against this thing.
Yeah, we don't have a choice, Stephanie. We have to get past it, and that's exactly what our caucus believes. That's why we're so unique. I wish we weren't unique in Congress. I wish, as Josh always says, we didn't need a problem solvers caucus. It's just called Congress. Right now, we have a lot of very, very strident personalities that are using language that Josh and I and our caucus don't approve of. But we got to be leaders. Leaders calm, they lower the temperature of the discourse, and they bridge the gap between differences. And if anybody in a leadership position is not doing both of those, then they're falling short of their responsibilities. So we have to lead by example. We treat each other with respect and civility. We respect each other's opinions. That's how any functional relationship in our lives work. That's how Congress needs to work. That's what our Problem Solvers Caucus stands for.
Honestly, Congress just needs to get on it. Enough with the talking. Let's just get some action done. There's a lot of people who need help out there, and Congress members talking, having their big fancy lunches, about to go on their vacation, that's not helping anybody. So I really wish that they would just start doing things in Congress. So next, let's talk about the unemployment benefits, $300 per week. So more lawsuits mount against states canceling unemployment benefits. So far we have Tennessee, Florida, Arkansas, Indiana, Maryland, Ohio, Oklahoma, Texas. Tennessee is the latest one to bring one of the lawsuits to Governor Bill Lee on Wednesday. When it comes to rulings, the latest rulings looks like Arkansas. Judge orders Arkansas to resume pandemic unemployment benefits. So looks like if you were on unemployment benefits in Arkansas, looks like they are going to resume that. It stopped a month ago, and they are going to resume the $300 per week unemployment boost in Arkansas. And then there was another judge ruling. Looks like Ohio does not have to reinstate the $300 federal jobless benefit, according to a judge. That was, sorry about that. That was a recent ruling there. So looks like those are the two latest rulings. Next, I'm going to answer the comments you leave for me, questions you leave for me in the comments. Jen Clemmy asks, why not make them stay in DC in order to get this done before a month-long vacation? I agree with you. And not only should they stay in DC until this gets done, I think their paycheck should be taken away until they actually get something done. They're making $174,000 per year, and they're out of office pretty much most of the time, and they're not even getting stuff done. So I think their paycheck and their vacation should definitely be held back until they get something done. Michelle A asks, a vote to have a vote. What kind of double talk is that? I agree. So the procedural vote, I don't really know what that means. In terms of getting it done, it's like, yes, there are people who are on board with it. It's going to move forward, but the bill text still has not been presented yet. So I think that procedural vote was more for show than anything, I guess, to say that things are moving forward, you know, kind of saying, hey, look how much we're getting done, but just still nothing is getting done. I really want to stay on top of them. That's why I give you this daily news so that we hold them accountable. Next question comes from Melody Owens. I still have not gotten my third stimulus check. Do you know if they are still giving out third stimulus checks? So according to the IRS, I think last week they made an announcement on giving out the third stimulus checks. They're still sending them out, it said, on a weekly ongoing basis. So if you have not received it yet, hopefully it does come. You could, maybe it might be coming in the mail. I don't know how it was with your first and second stimulus check, but hopefully that comes. Also, if you were claimed as a dependent the person who claimed you as a dependent, your stimulus check will go to them with a third stimulus check. Hopefully it comes to you soon. Anyways, that is all the stimulus news I have for you today to hopefully brighten your day a bit. Here is my 7-year-old daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Isabella. This is the tip of the day. I want to tell you something that you should always do. You need to feel happy and feel, because that this is your only life. You need to take a chance of your life because this is your only one and only life that can be a happy life for you. And just so you know, you should always stay happy forever. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time, and thank you for hanging out with me. I'm doing hours of research every day just so I could give you these daily updates, and I like to show the article. This way I show the proof of exactly where I'm getting my information from and keep it as honest as possible because I'm showing you the text black and white. Anyways, if you want to check out any of my other videos, you can click this link up here for my Wise Sense or Wise Vibes videos, or this link down over here for my stimulus updates, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.